Welcome aboard our Battleships podcast. This is a podcast analyzing anime relationships, whether they be canon or one the fans enjoy. Please be aware that our battleships are equipped with state-of-the-art weapons designed to leave no ships behind. If there is a ship that you hold dear to your heart, there's a possibility we don't. We are not aiming our cannons at you personally and mean no harm by sharing our opinions with you. We are simply anime fans talking about ships we either love or hate. This is not an informative podcast, so don't take anything we say as gospel. Keep in mind, our sails are painted in the blood of many spoils of war, displaying everything beginning to end. If you haven't seen the anime, we will reveal many of the exciting details to you, so you have been alerted. Again, this is your spoiler warning. Thank you for listening. I will now hand the wheel over to our captains.
Welcome to Battleships, Shipped or Sunk, where anime fans discussing anime ships that we love or hate and come to find discussions. Do we ship the pairing or do we sink it with our cannons? Hello, my name is Zephyr and I am a tiger. Rawr.
Why? That was all right. Hello all, my name is Juno and I was born in the year of the boar. However, I'm not really a fan of the character who represents my year, Kagura Sohma. Sorry, she's not my favorite.
Poor Kagura. What did she ever do to you?
She beat up a bunch of people. Well, primarily Kyo. But
I guess that's fair.
And I do not like that.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kaylee. I'm the asexual that somehow came up with this romance podcast. And I'm a year of the tiger as well. I'm a shy little tiger that doesn't like talking, but here I am in front of a mic. Make that make sense.
Okay, we will be starting our episode off with our roll for ship. This is a list of romantic questions that we carefully came up with. We will be rolling a D100 to determine the question we answer before we talk about today's couple. Let's roll.
Robots, roll out.
93.
Ooh, a high number. 93. Okay, I have the list here. Question 93. What is a couple you ship from a live action movie or TV show? So this isn't related to anime, but it is a romance question.
Ooh.
There's one that comes up on the top of my head, but I don't know if I want to admit it.
Do it.
I don't know if I want to. No. It scares me. The people will come after me.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucifer.
Oh, dear God. I knew you were going to bring this one up.
Lucifer.
Lucifer and Chloe Decker in the TV series Lucifer. It's quite a fun. They are so different, but oh my gosh.
Is that the detective?
Yes.
Okay. I can see it because I've only seen 1 or 2 episodes when you've dragged me kicking and screaming to watching it. But yes, they had a very funny dynamic.
Slight spoilers. At the end, they don't get married, but they are together. And it's a type of partnership that I feel like is stronger and more than a marriage. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen it at all. But I mean, I've seen clips, but I haven't ever watched it.
It's definitely one of those shows that I didn't immediately want to turn off. So that's a compliment given the fact I don't watch live action TV shows. But is it something I'm purposefully going to seek out? Probably not.
Well, if you like NCIS, Juno, this might be good because it is a detective who is trying to solve murders with a devil at her side.
It's pretty funny.
So it might be worth for you to at least watch a few episodes instead of just clips.
Yeah, I've seen only clips. I mean, I've only really, well, any like live action TV show, Criminal Minds. That's the only thing I really can't say I really dedicated myself to.
Criminal Minds, solving murders. There you go.
Why would the devil want to solve murders? That sounds like a waste of his time.
He's bored and thinks it's fun, so he follows along.
Okay, that's fair.
And he's very intrigued by the detective, so
Fair. There
likes
you go.
pushing her buttons and
My pairing would probably be Colonel Brandon and Marianne Dashwood from Sense and Sensibility.
Never heard of it.
me neither.
What?
I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's one of the greatest romance movies ever. And book. But, I mean, unfortunately, it takes them a while to get there. But I love how patient Brandon is with her coming to terms, I guess, with romance and what she really wants and needs versus this other person who we will not mention by name. Doesn't deserve it. He is not the match that she needs, but I love how in time it happens, even though she gets a big heartbreak, poor girl. But I love those two together.
Good to know. I guess it's my turn.
Alas.
I can't believe I totally forgot about this ship until I remembered, oh yeah, I wrote a fucking fanfic about them. Maybe I should mention
Damn! Oh!
Legolas and Teriel from The Hobbit.
Yes.
The movies. And yes, and now that I'm older, I'm not sure if I'm really a huge fan of those two together, because I definitely would love Legolas to be more on the ace spec than be interested in a relationship. But, you know, it's one of those where I did write a fanfic where they did get a happy ending. So for a while there, I did ship them. If you were to ask me, though, probably not anymore. So maybe that was a bad answer to the question, but I'm using it anyway because I don't want to mention the other one that came to my head. So
She'll tell us later.
All right, fellow shippers, it's time to talk about Tohru and Kyo from Fruits Basket.
Woo!
Woo! Time for depression to roll it. Oh, wait, that's the show itself. This ship is actually really cute.
Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh. So, first of all, with their looks, I think they do look good together.
They do complement each other very well.
Mhm.
They have that warm tone going on, the orange and the brown. Just, I don't know. I kind of get like earthly vibes from them.
Yes.
I get that. It reminds me kind of like it's weird. It reminds me kind of a sunflower in a way.
You know? I love it.
Because Kyo has the orange motif going on because he's the cat spirit. And, you know, Tohru has the brown motif and kind of a pink. Kind of reminds me of early spring in a lot of ways with those, you know, bright colors. And I think it matches the couple pretty decently, too, for the most part, other than the fact Kyo is a feisty little kitten.
Oh, yes,
He's
very
a
much
dumb,
so.
feisty kitten.
Oh, no kidding.
He's a dumb cat. Let's be real.
Him and Tohru, though, I mean, they do share the same dumbass cells.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
When they get together, they're just sharing the brain cell, as we joke about in my family. You know, somebody will have the brain cell and then they'll pass it off to someone else and they can try to use the one brain cell they have.
To me, like,
they're like
one moment that really shows that is like Jason the bear, quotation marks.
oh, yes.
And Yuki's like trying to use like Jason's a character from a horror film. And Kyo's even just like, why would I care about a bear from a horror film? And it's just like Tohru also thought that Jason was a bear.
Just it's so good.
So yeah, same dumbass brain there going on.
Oh my gosh.
But you even with them being kind of silly and dumb at the same time, like, I love the attitudes that complement each other too, between the two of them, the sweetheart trying to help everyone and, just being a genuinely kind person versus Kyo, who has to like work incredibly hard not to say something snarky or backbite-ish to somebody.
He still does, but he's tones it down a lot.
Especially with Tohru, like when he found out she spent money on the Valentine's chocolates when she should have paid for like the school thing. And then he's like, you idiot. And he like the temper gauge goes up, and then he's like, no, that he fights himself not to lose his shit with her.
He like fades into the background.
And he's like, bath. No. Even Shigure is like, you controlled your temper?
Oh, I love how like she keeps saying or doing stupid stuff or little things that's like, and he's like, dude, stop doing that. Come on, be real. Like, stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
And her reactions to it is just like, I'm sorry. And he's like, well, don't do it again.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, appearance wise, let's nail it down. Yes, very much so. The orange and the brown are just perfect.
Oh, yes.
Oh, their first meeting as well. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I think it's so perfect. Because honestly, think about it this way. When a girl passes a cat on the street, what is their reaction 9 times out of 10?
Oh,
kitty, you're so cute.
I must pet
That's
you.
kind of what happened. Don't fight. Oh, and then accidentally hugs him.
Falls on him, and what's funny is he isn't even aware of her behind him. He's just so focused.
Yep.
Oh. And then like when she holds him up and it's like, I turned him into a cat. And even he's like, oh shit. Like, oh. I mean, come on. How many people could say that they met their partner with them crashing through the roof? And then they turn into a cat when you fall into them. I mean, that's a really unique first meeting.
So great. It cracks me up. And then just the whole next episode is like Kyo having a bit of a panic attack because there's a girl around. I thought was just so funny because, he's repairing the ceiling and is like, I fixed this, and I get angry and I'm sorry, but then he gets sidetracked by Shigure. It's just like, I'm home.
Sure, Gurei knows how to push every single one of his buttons, and he has way too much fun doing it. But
Yep.
Now, I gotta admit, for the first season, I really shipped her with Yuki instead.
Mm-hmm.
But after some time, it's just like, no. Those two, the other two is a cute couple or seems nice, but Yo gets her. They would should be talking, or she would be even the slightest bit down, and he sees and knows, and even got onto the sheep's back about it a couple of times because
hero, the sheep.
Yeah.
The sheep. That's all we're gonna call him as, because he has some spicy temper there.
Oh, he does.
Do we want to start with just season 1? Should we just break down season 1 first and then move on to season 2 and 3? Because I feel like there's so much to cover for Kyo and Tohru that we kind of need to break it up more. Otherwise, we're just going to be jumping all over the place.
Yeah. Okay, so about shipping with Yuki. Like, I did like that idea. But the thing was, Tohru made it very obvious from the first episode she was a fan of the Year of the Cat.
Oh,
she loved the cat, and she wanted to be, she had the choice. And so, like, when then, of course, Kyo shows up, Zodiac Cat, I'm like, all right. I can see exactly what's going to happen here.
And she's so broken up when the cat hated her at first.
Oh
my
she
goodness,
was
so true.
Sad. She was devastated thinking that Kyo hated her because she's just like, I always have wanted to be friends with the Zodiac Cat. Like, I love the Zodiac Cat and he hates me. He's just like, oh, Tohru.
I have to agree. I didn't even think of that initial bit when in regards to Yuki versus Kyo. Because here's my beef.
Oh no, here we go.
Here's my beef, guys.
Let's hear it.
And this kind of goes into season 2, so I apologize. I'm jumping a little. But the fact of the matter is this entire time they set it up as a love triangle, right?
They did.
Between Yuki and Kyo versus, who is Tohru going to choose? And obviously everybody around was rooting for Kyo, right? It's very clear that everybody teases Kyo about liking Tohru and uses it as kind of like a little, haha, you have a crush.
Especially Momiji.
Oh, Momiji. Otani did it. Shigure obviously did, all of the people around them just kept teasing it. So it made it very clear that, in terms of who loves each other, obviously the one in denial is Kyo versus the more straightforward, and I put that in quotations, was Yuki, right? And then it seems almost like a complete 180 that they do in the middle of season 2, where suddenly Yuki is no longer thinking or flirting or giving off that impression that he had been the entire series.
Yeah.
It was a very big whiplash, and me as an author, I actually found it very jarring to watch and kind of, try to puzzle it together, because it seemed like the author was sitting there like she didn't know which one she wanted Tohru to come up with until she's like, oh yeah, it's going to be Kyo. And then suddenly, bam, Yuki thinks of Tohru as a mom instead. And that really threw me off. But, it obviously makes it easier for me to decide, oh yeah, Kyo is the better fit. But, it was very jarring. And I think I would have preferred it if Yuki had no flirting or anything with Tohru throughout the entire series. I would have preferred that.
Yeah, I can see that the love triangle being completely unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. I also just don't love triangles as a whole. They frustrate me.
They can be really frustrating, true.
I do find, at least from my perspective, it felt good that with Kyo, it wasn't a sudden change of him becoming a docile, cute, loving cat. It was more very gradual, and even after she finds out, he's still like a little hostile, not as hostile anymore, but he's still a little hostile and still on edge.
Feisty. Let's just do feisty.
There we go. Feisty.
He's feisty.
That's a better word than hostile. So he's still feisty, and it's just more of a gradual change of him wanting to fight and kill everyone to where he's holding himself back. He's still feisty, but he's holding himself back, more caring and more aware.
Well, I think that change obviously comes after what happens.
Yeah, that
between
change
him and
really
Tohru
started
at the end of season 1.
Yeah, that
because
really
that's when you see the
after.
big transition in his behavior with Tohru.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
because in season 1, definitely very angry, but then after that whole emotional moment between him and Tohru, after she sees his true form, and he runs away, but this girl doesn't even hesitate and runs after him. Mm-hmm. And just that was so powerful, for Kyo, that she came after him, and she did straight up tell him, I'm scared of you. I can hear your voice, but it doesn't sound like you. But she still clung to him and told him she still wanted him to be in her life. She wanted to worry about him and do things with him and everything. And that is exactly what he needed to hear.
Oh, yeah.
And then, honestly, like, this melted me, like, that he hugged her after all this whole thing, and then he turned back into a cat, and he let Tohru carry him home as a cat.
Mm-hmm.
The whole way. And I'm just like, it is cat form. He let her carry him. And I'm just like, that made me, like, weep the first time. Because, like, and she's just cradling him like a baby. And his master sees this too. And I'm just like, I wonder if he got teased about that later.
Probably. Probably. But the whole thing, it's just so heart melting. Like, it's just. Oh.
Especially since he then said, like, to himself, like, I am going to treasure you this time. Like. And then, yeah, that's when you see the big shift with
So in season
Tohru.
3, he became very dumb again.
Again, remember? Dumbass cells in the brain. I mean, him and Tohru.
He, like, oh my.
We'll get to season 3. Because trust me, I have some very strong opinions. They're actually pretty positive for the most part about Kyo in season 3.
Well.
It's good, but dude.
I want to mention something that is mentioned early in the show that I just completely love. Is the fact that Shigure flat out calls out Kyo on the fact that he is afraid of someone caring for him. You know, because the only people who have cared for him are those that Kyo felt like were obligated to, you know, his mom. And or ones that felt guilty about it, you know, like the master did, you know, and it's one of those where Shigure flat out said something along the lines of, you know, what's going to happen if somebody does care about you in a different way. And that's what happened.
What would you do when they fight, when they do admit they really do love you?
Yeah, exactly. And that was a really good step off for, I think that was episode 2. That was really early into the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it just continues to be built on it. And I can really appreciate that.
Yeah, because just even shortly after that talk with Shigure, like, Tohru straight up tells Kyo, I want to be your friend. I've always loved the Zodiac cat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and then he, like, even remembers it in that moment, and he gets all flustered, and then he has to, you know, hurry away because he's blushing, like, oh, she can't see.
Yep.
Oh, such a shy kitty.
Very shy kitty.
Yeah, and then he, of course, is trying to deny it later, like, no, I didn't do it, no. But then, obviously, then she, like, obviously things get better between them. Especially after that talk on the roof. Like, when Kagura's around, when he's hiding for good reason.
Yep.
And then, like, that first connection, that first real connection when he's telling her about martial arts. And she's like, oh, I can do this. And, like, punches him. And he's like, that sucked. But then, like, he smiles at her and she's like, that's the first time you really smiled at me. And just like, okay, there's our first real connection between the two.
Yeah.
Because she was listening to him and that made him happy.
She really did play the perfect role of there is always someone, but people generally desire that there's someone at home waiting for you. That you're not alone. And she really presses that issue with Kyo because he really thinks, well, it's how he grew up, but that no one really will truly care for him, that he's a disgusting monster that can never be loved.
Yeah, and then, like, all that time, too, of, like, Tohru, like, bathing him in her love, like, throughout this whole time. That even it shows on his face later when, like, his master comes to, like, visit, and he just so happens to see them walking home from school, and then he sees the way that Kyo looks at her, and he's like,
he's happy. He's actually smiling at someone else.
Well,
like, that it's evident.
And it's not just that, but the last time that the master saw Kyo was literally ready to jump the bit to murder Yuki, basically.
Yeah.
You know, it was revealed in season 3. That was the last time they saw each other. And the master was like, he didn't change at all. And then, you know, obviously he went to Akito and all that stuff went down. But still, it's one of those where I think it was such a whiplash for the master to see and go, what's the variable in this equation that wasn't there before? Oh, it's this girl. You know?
And like how quick he catches on to it. Like, that it's on his face. Like, Kyo is showing that he adores this girl.
And he's not just showing it in private. He's like he would do with his master. He's showing it right out in middle of broad daylight on the sidewalk where anyone can see.
It's a very subtle look, though. It wasn't like,
Well,
oh, I love you so much, like Kagura.
No,
yeah.
but still like smiling and doing that out in public. Like, from what I can tell, he stayed reserved and would only really smile for for his master and not anyone else. And even then, it wouldn't be in front of others if he can help it.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, the first time, like, I noticed that he, like, gives her, like, an adoring look is, like, when they go and pick her up from her grandfather's house. Like, where they're, like, they're losing their minds over her leaving. And so they go to visit, and then they overhear her saying she wished she could stay. She wanted to stay. And they just go in and they grab her. I think through the window, too.
Like, come on, you're coming home with us.
And then, like, not only did he, like, give her that, you know, that he cares about her, but, like, he let her vent to him. Like, that was the first time, like, he was like, it's okay to be selfish. And, like, say what you want. And then he's just, like, of course, gets all flustered and is like, after she's like, I want to go home. So he, like, grabs her hand. He's like, okay, let's go. Like, he's, like, trying not to look at her either because he's blushing again. But, or, like, that adoring moment, or, like, the moment where he didn't get her a gift for White Day. And so he tells her then, okay, I'll go to the Hot Springs Inn with you and Momiji and Yuki. And she's, like, all excited. And she's like, I'm so happy you'll come. And then, like, and he makes that face at her. And even Momiji's like, Kyo's making heart eyes.
I forgot about that part. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. But just, like, it's so evident, like, even from the beginning, like, even before she, like, knew, like, about his true form and everything, just, like, how quickly she just was bathing him in her love. Like, you're my friend. I care about you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So then, like, to that point where then it's, you know, his master sees him make that look at her on their way home, that development of, like, just how much more he's come to care for her in all this time, that even his master decided to, you know, test it.
Yep. Which, oh boy, I would have kicked his master in the butt if I was him. Because, oh my goodness, that did not, like, that's a rough way to do it, man. But it worked for him. And I think that's something that I think is very unique. Because for most people, they wouldn't appreciate that. And Kyo, you know, doesn't hold it against him. And I think that also speaks truth to his growth and development throughout the show, too. Because I feel like if it was at the very beginning of the show, he might have held a little bit more of a grudge than later on.
And I definitely think, obviously, Tohru had a big part of that. Because, like, if Tohru hadn't run after him, like, when you think about that, he definitely would have resented his master for, like, taking her away from him in that awful manner without his consent.
But would have Kyo ever told her if his master did not force him?
No, he wouldn't have. Which is sad. But, I mean, considering his past experiences with everyone's who saw his true cat form, like, I mean, I don't blame him at all for hiding it. Like, he was terrified of losing her when you think about it. Like, he cared about her so much, and the mere idea she would reject him, like so many other people had, terrified him. And so it had to be forced. But I still think, in a way, like, it shouldn't have happened like it did. I mean, I understand why his master did it, but at the same time, I'm just like, ouch.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that was rough.
That was rough. And I feel
like how devastated he was too, like saying it's over. It's over. Just like his complete misery. And then even remembering his mom, like constantly checking his wrist to make sure the bracelet was on. And just that kind of love, you know, like. And then our stubborn girl, even after being thrown, running after him and grabbing him and refusing to let go. Just, oh.
Well, she was ready to walk away. And then she heard that Kyo didn't want the love like that, which she didn't understand at the time. But then she realized, wait a minute, I'm thinking about this the wrong way. Because obviously he was like, get out of here. I don't want to see you anymore. But she then realizes, wait a minute, it's because he thinks I am thinking a different way, you know?
Sometimes I even kind of wonder, like what if maybe if Tohru hadn't hurt him? Like, maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Because part of me wonders if she did. Because I don't know. At the same time, like, her leaving, like, of course, you know, at first, like, when people reject you, you're going to kind of walk away at first. Because, like, sometimes you're like, ooh, they said no. You know, and so you do start pulling away. But maybe it was just in that moment where she realized, like, no, I can't. I'm not going to walk away from this. So part of me is like, you know, sometimes I wonder, did she hear him say that or did she not? Because, I mean, she was a good distance away, too.
Even if she did hear him, I think whether or not she heard him or not, she would have snapped out of it and ran back to him.
I think either way, even if she hadn't or did, I have no idea, you know, that, yeah, she would have come back anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only reason I think she did hear was one, timing, of course, but two, at least in the anime, he like pounds the ground and says like, I don't want your love or something in pretty loud tone of voice, which, you know, could or not reach her. But I personally thought she probably heard it. And I kind of agree. I think she would have gone after him again, but who knows if it would have been, you know, 5 seconds after that or 5 minutes after that. And I think that would have changed a lot too.
I feel like even if she did not hear, if she heard his wailing, bad word.
Well, it was wailing. It was
if she
mourning.
heard his wailing, but even if she didn't hear what exactly he said, just the thought alone of her hearing someone crying or in pain, she cannot walk away from that. That's just in her nature. She cannot walk away from someone in pain.
Our stubborn girl got him.
Which is good.
And carried him home.
That is so true. I didn't think about the significance of her carrying him home, but like Kyo is so embarrassed about it because there's another time in the show, I think it was in season 2, that she's like, well, if you want, I can pick you up as a cat and carry you home. And he's like, oh no, that would be terrible.
Yeah, he was just struggling in the rain.
Maybe that was before it, actually. Now that I
No,
think
it was
about
after.
It was after.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, he was struggling. They were walking home or walking, and he hates the rain and is so down from it that's like had a little arguments about her carrying him.
But also like at the beginning of the second season, like you definitely see how like his consideration for her and his care, like all of that has grown. Because like they go to, you know, his master's house to have a meal and they walk in on him burning the fish.
Yes.
Poor little Tohru did a full-on face plant.
Yep.
But she's like, oh, I can cook after that disaster. And he's like, he's sitting there holding her hair ribbons while she ties her hair back. And then he's like, oh, and I'll help you cook and all that stuff. And I'm like, look at that. Like,
well, he did first say you shouldn't have to cook. You're the guest.
Yep.
True. But then like when she does, he helps her.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was very cute. Or like when they told her she was scared of like a stain on the wood and he's like all embarrassed and and then like they're looking at it and then he like, I don't know, slaps his hand over her face. Like, and he's a lot more like casually affectionate with her too. Cause like the head bumps with his fist and stuff.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Like you definitely see that.
I also think he becomes a lot more protective of Tohru over time too.
Oh,
because there are definitely moments in the first season where he, purposefully leans over Tohru to scare off this, new freshmen or seniors or whoever that were like, ooh, look at this girl. She looks like an airhead.
True.
And in season 2, when Haru was having his temper tantrum after Rin dumps him, and it goes up to Tohru to hug her to reveal the secret, Kyo immediately is like, oh, fuck no, punches him. You leave Tohru out of this. I think that's so cute because, he was kind of protective, but it was definitely not as open. It was more of that quiet protectiveness, and now he's more open about it.
Oh, yeah. He is like, no touchy.
This is my human. Stay away.
Stay away. Hiss.
His concern for her, too, because, when they go to the ocean, and she's out there swimming, and he looks like you're dying. She's not swimming very well, and he hates water. But he goes out in the ocean, and he's like, no. Throws the floaty over her and gets in the water and is like, Mom, AJ, teach her how to breathe while she swims. Just like he's a cat. He hates water. And then he goes in the water.
Yeah.
For her.
And in the episode, even when the days where the others were gone, he was still there, willing to work with, criticize, and make fun of her about her sandcastle building.
Oh my goodness.
But he was out there helping her make a better
participating.
Yeah.
And he's like, it looks like a sand mound or something, or a bump or something. And she's
igloo,
like,
a sand igloo.
igloo, that's a good way to put it. And she's like, I will be your senpai and show you how to build cool sandcastles. And he's like, you suck at this. But he's still there and helping her. And then I lost it when the wave went over them. And then he's like, you damn ocean, I'll fight you. It's like, yeah, you can't fight the ocean. And then she starts laughing at him. Usually when people laugh at him, he gets really reactive, especially with Yuki and stuff. All he does is grab her face and is just like, no. Which is a big difference. If Momiji or something laughed at him.
Oh, yeah.
The poor little rabbit would have to run for it.
He does run for it.
Run, rabbit, run.
I was just I was crushed though, when he realized his feelings in front of the worst person possible.
Oh my gosh. Can we talk about that though? Because Akito has done so many bad things to all of the different Sohmas.
Oh my gosh.
Who knows what he did to Kyo, or what she did to Kyo in specific. But, as soon as Akito mentions Tohru, holy fuck, it's a switch. He is on that immediately and is like, you will not do anything to her. He starts panicking. And I think that shows a level of affection that he definitely didn't have towards anyone else.
But because of that conversation, that's when it started of him denying his feelings. And I know that it's a huge theme with them is that they fall in love with someone, Akito finds out, and whether or not Akito beats them up or not, it becomes a thing of okay, I'm going to deny and push away the person I love to protect them. And it's
Zephyr's face.
Well,
She
you
is
have to
so
think about
exasperated.
it. At this time, though, when that happened, you also got to know that Kyo knew about what Akito did to Hattori.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's fear of knowing that maybe something could happen to Tohru.
Just
because of
because I
that.
love her.
Exactly. So it's just I can see why, especially since we all know this person is so violently reactive. I can see why Kyo would be desperate to protect the one person that he loves so much.
I think it's also more than that. I think a part of it is he knew that Tohru cared about him in some element or another. Whether he knew it was love or not, probably just thinking that, she cares about me like she cares about the rest of the Zodiac. But he was supposed to get locked up in like a year and a half from the moment he realizes he loves her. And I could see a part of it, him pushing away, being the fact that I don't want you to get close to me and then be heartbroken when I inevitably get locked up.
I can also
True.
see that too. So like there's two factors to this. And can you imagine like if Kyo had like kept going forward with things? If he had got locked up. Tohru. Poor Tohru.
That would be so sad. And I think it would crush Kyo more than it would have if he had pushed her away too, you know? Because there's both sides of the coin. They both care about each other. And a part of it is I think Kyo himself was also tired of losing people.
Well, once she found out that he was supposed to be locked up after or once he graduated, she did do everything what she can to try and find out how to break the curse.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the
even
fact-
taking
yeah.
heavy risks, even almost running into Rin, the mother.
Yeah, because like the moment, you know, she finds out, like she goes to Kyo's master and starts talking about like, what can we do to prevent this?
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't want him to be locked up. And it's like, dang, girl, she's right on it.
Yeah.
She tries what she can to find out how to prevent him from being locked up.
And then, yeah, then her determination then at that point forward to break the curse. And then she herself even admits, like, it was like she was hiding behind her feelings, saying she wanted to break it for everybody. But later...
My gosh.
Yeah.
and then tells Rin, you know, he's my most precious person. He's the real reason why I want to break the curse.
Oh, I misnamed. The horse is a Ren. But what's the mom's name again?
Ren. Like
Ren.
Like
R-E-N.
R-E-N.
R-I-N.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, yeah,
oh my
just-
gosh. I just finished this last night and I'm still...
It's okay. I finished it yesterday too, and I had a hard time with it as well.
But, oh my gosh. She could not... Okay, the thing that absolutely pisses me off...
Oh dear.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
She truly believes, and throughout the movie, they don't amend it at all. They continue with the thing of, oh, you can only hold one person close to your heart.
Yeah,
You can hold multiple. They made it sound like her love was only limited. Her absolute love, that type of love, can only be held for one person. And like they tried to form it in a way that, oh, I'm not going to be held back by loving. I'm not going to be held back by your memories. I'm going to move forward, which also pisses me off because that's not how it works. I hate that whole thing.
Mhm.
Like you can hold multiple people, and just because moving on or going on doesn't mean that you forget, or the way they phrased it is not the right of moving on.
So here's my thought on it, because I agree. It's one of those, for me, I get a little bit annoyed with the idea of, oh, you know, I can't love both people. I don't think that's what the author was getting at, though. I think it was very poorly portrayed in some
Extremely
aspects.
portrayed, if that's not what the author was going at.
I think what the author was going at is more along the lines of who to decide to live for, I think, is unfortunately kind of the way that they put it, you know, because up until that point, Tohru had been living for her mom, either to try to keep her mom happy through her dad's death, or, you know, living for her mom's expectations when she does pass away. And, you know, trying to move on to living for another person is something that she hadn't done her entire childhood. And so
I can see that being a thing.
being able to live for Kyo was something that terrified her, I think, because, you know, it wasn't her mom that she was living for anymore. And I think, like I said, it was very poorly portrayed, if that's the interpretation. But I kind of like that interpretation, and the fact that, you know, some of us could come to that conclusion.
The way you described it makes I would feel much better for, but the way they portrayed it in the anime is absolute bullshit.
And I also think the other part of it too is Tohru is a selfless person. She prioritizes others above herself. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, love is greedy. Love is selfish. And so I think that was also hard for her too, because she wanted Kyo, you know, she wanted him to be her precious person. But again, like you said, like her mom was her precious person before. Because like after her dad died, you know, she and her mom leaned on each other heavily because her mom didn't process her dad's death well. And so Tohru did everything she could to keep her mom with her. So the mere idea of like, yeah, switching who the most precious person is in her life, yeah, is scary for her. Because even after her mom died, because her mom never graduated high school. And so that was her dream. You know, she wanted Tohru to graduate high school because her mom only had a middle school diploma. And so, again, her mom is still pushing her forward. Because even like in that first episode where her tent is covered by a mudslide and she freaks out saying her mom is in there. Like,
she's going to suffocate.
Yeah, so her mom was her number one. So again, the mere idea of shifting that was scary, especially since her mom was gone. Like, she didn't have her mom to talk to, you know, and almost like help her realize like it's okay to have more than one very precious person. It's okay.
She also, I think she needs to learn is that, which I don't know if she actually did or not, but the fact that just because you move forward, yeah, her death was crippling and difficult, but it's not holding her back. Pretty much, she needs to learn that just because she moves on doesn't mean that her mother is gone. Her mother will always be there, always be in her heart. And just because you move forward doesn't mean your mother is gone.
And I think that also came to the realization when she was off the cliff and kind of having a death sequence where she was saying to, you know, mentally to Kyo, you know, I want to walk with you, but I want you to keep walking without me too if this is the end for me, you know, because there was that moment where she, you know, it's kind of dramatic, but she thought she was dying or whatever and didn't want necessarily to leave Kyo behind, I think, too.
I don't know if it was her dying, but it was also just the fact she just got rejected, too. That maybe thinking that he didn't
want... a whole nother subject with Kyo.
But, like, the idea that he rejected her and then is going to maybe move on without her because after she, you know, got rejected, he wouldn't want her in his life anymore. And so that mere idea too. So it's like she still wanted him to move forward regardless, whether she was dying or she was just rejected and feeling the pain of maybe he's not going to want me in his life anymore after I told him I loved him.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
But he's just a dumb cat. He didn't just reject her. He hurt her. Like, not just, getting rejected hurts, but like, he's told her, I'm disappointed in you. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I think he was portraying his own guilt
to
her.
But come on, dude. You didn't just break her. You didn't just reject her. You didn't just break her heart. You hurt her.
And I'm definitely not saying that it's totally okay to say, I'm disappointed in you to your loved ones, because that's definitely not okay. But I feel that in a situation where he was hoping the best for her, and he truly believed that the best would be without him.
Because he truly believed he's going to get locked up soon.
Well, he believed that he was a poor fit for her, I think.
And that too.
And also her mom. Because remember, right before her mom died, she said something of like, I won't forgive you. But she wasn't able to finish her sentence. No. And so his guilt over that, he couldn't imagine like being with Tohru after her mom told him, I won't forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, she's dying and she's trying to say all these thoughts, her dying thoughts, but her body won't let her until the very last sentence, which was saying, she was pretty much trying to tell him, please protect Tohru, protect her, be with her, stay with her, protect her. And if you don't, I will never forgive you.
But that's the problem, is that other part wasn't conveyed.
She could not say it because her body
So
was not allowing her
because
to.
Kyo also didn't know what she was truly saying to him. He totally thought she was blaming him. And so of course the mere idea of being with her daughter after she said something like that to him, with him thinking she'll never forgive him. I mean, that's probably another reason why he pushed Tohru away too. Just because he was scared. Even Tohru was like, my mom wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Even she was like, there's no way.
And later she does say, you know what? Fine. If my mom really did say and mean that, then I guess I'm going to choose you over my mom. Which is a huge...
Well, she more said it in the way of I'm going to go against what she said.
Yeah, that's better phrasing.
Bottom line about that I can see exactly why Kyo would then push Tohru away with all these reasons, thinking it was the best. And of course, obviously that wasn't. But then, obviously, then Yuki beats his ass and tells him to get his shit together. And says literally tells Kyo there's only certain things that you can do. You make her happy. That is enough. And that's what gets him, his head on right. And then he goes to the hospital. And of course, Tohru runs away.
Don't blame her.
I freaking love that whole scene. I was laughing my head off and I was watching it with Roman. And it was just something we were both cackling about.
Because even her friends are like, I'm going to hold my belly laughing.
But I don't really blame her because she wants, all she wants is to make other people happy. And she knows by smiling helps make people happy. But she also knows she cannot smile around him at this time because she's still really heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
And then sweet Kyo chases after her.
Good. Dumb cat actually is holding on to that brain cell.
She ran after him in his time of need. He ran after her in her time of need, too. I think that's so fucking powerful and sweet. It just does a full loop.
Mm-hmm.
And then him apologizing to her and being so genuine with it. And then actually being honest and holding her hand throughout the whole thing. And then her even being still after he confessed his heart, being like, can I really stay with you? And he's like, yes. You're holding my hand right now. And then just how emotional that was. And just and then I, of course, giggled when he kissed her. And then he's like, oh, that was our second kiss. And she's like, what?
I thought that was funny.
But just that hug. Oh, that hug.
Oh, that hug was so beautiful, too.
And then just knowing they're finally on the same page. Their feelings are out there.
Took them 3 seasons. Oh my gosh.
Well, you have to think about also they were 16 to 18. I mean, teenagers. Love stories. I mean, come on.
Yeah. That's the one hard thing about the high school romance is it's just painfully slow.
Slow burns. Sometimes I like slow burns, but this was excruciating.
But it was necessary.
True.
For these two.
I would say it would be excruciating if the payoff wasn't so sweet.
That's true.
And then knowing that they're actually together in the final episode, and even her friends crashed their first date as they promised. And even he's just like, oh.
I love Kyo's face throughout the entire date. He's just like, why are they here? I don't want to be bothered by Deedledum 1 and 2. Leave alone.
But just, they're together. And then it's so satisfying to know that they're together in that moment.
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah.
And then I love how at the very end, they jump to many years into the future to where they are grandparents, and the grandchild's complaining about how they're always so lovey-dovey.
And going on little walks together and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so sweet. I think it's adorable. It's such a satisfying way to end it.
Oh, that was...
But yeah, knowing that they got married and they had a family and then
they're living
they're happy.
growing old together. That's a
Growing
huge
old
thing
together.
for them.
And
Especially
Kyo's
Zodiac.
not imprisoned.
He's
Kyo's not stuck
free,
in a box.
walking out and able to enjoy the sunshine and flowers and just a simple walk around. Like,
It's so beautiful. But with the sequel, there's a sequel like Fruits Basket, Another. And it's
Oh, no.
really cute that Tohru and Kyo actually in canon had 3 kids.
Really?
I saw that they had one, but it didn't. No, there was the parents and the one grandchild, but
They had
3
2
kids.
sons and a daughter. I really want to know how many of their kids had orange hair like Kyo. I really want to know. I mean, I know their oldest son does,
Yeah.
but I really want to know the other 2. It's like, is his daughter?
One child has to have brown like the mother, and then the third, that's the question. Was the third like the mother or the father?
I love it. I love it. But it's such a satisfying ending knowing that they got their happily ever after together.
Mhm.
All right.
It's so cute.
I love this. But now, time to talk about the tropes.
Yep.
Trop.
Who
trop,
wants
trop.
to go first?
Okay.
All right, Kaylee.
So I have quite a few. Let me just quickly skim through and only talk about the ones that I really care to talk about. Well, one that actually I didn't realize fit this couple until I was reading through this list is Beauty and the Beast. You know, there's one that is supposedly a beast and one that is a beauty. You know, it's something that is heavily emphasized in most of them that fall into this trope category, you know, like Ancient Magnus Bride or something like that, where it's very obvious that one is the beast and one is the beauty. I really like the spin that this one had on the trope in the fact that Kyo isn't always a beast or, you know, quote unquote.
He only transformed once.
Yeah.
And
Well,
in
that
a
we-
flashback, but we've only seen him transform once.
Mm-hmm. So, but the same idea applies in the fact that Kyo is resented and hated, quote unquote, by the entire Sohma family, kind of like the beast is hated by the entire town or whatever. So I think that trope really matches these two, and I was not expecting it to. So I was really happily surprised when I saw that one. Do you want to do one?
Sure. So, of course, everyone knows this one, but nobody thinks it will work trope.
Yep.
That they are very much in love with each other, but they do not think it will work out at all. Especially in that scene where they're both walking side by side, but they're like facing different directions and walking away from each other. Like, they don't think it's going to work, even though they know they love the other person. So yeah, I think that trope really fits well because they're thinking it's not going to happen. They don't love me like I love them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She's not my girlfriend. That is a huge one where the friends and people kept teasing Kyo about him and Tohru. And what does he say? No,
That's not my girlfriend.
that's not my girlfriend, or we're not together, or that.
Like, it ain't going to happen. It's like,
Yes, it is.
Okay. Along the lines of the not going to happen type trope is the deconfirmed bachelor trope, which is one that I've never heard of before, but I see it all the time. Vowed to never be in a relationship, but then he met her.
Yeah.
That one happens
Yeah.
so much in this. And the fact that he's in denial for like all of season 2 and most of season 3 because of this trope and the idea that I can't be with someone. I'm the cat. I'm not allowed to have love. I think that's so sad. It's such a sad trope, but if it's
it is a really sad trope, especially since he had Kagura who was like screaming, "I love you," and then this man was still running away.
Yep.
And then even like Shigure said something really like you have someone who's so willing. Like, why not?
Why not be in a relationship?
And Kyo's still just like, hell no.
Yep.
Oh.
So the trope I found was like, so it says an orbital kiss where the camera rotates around them while they're kissing. But in this case, it was a hug.
Okay.
Especially after like their whole confession, and Kyo's gonna turn into a kitty regardless, but still just that tightness of the hug to me. So it's an orbital hug that was just me.
It's a ship tease moment where it's just like, look at these two. Aren't they so cute together? You love them so much. And wait, they're not turning into a cat.
Yeah, especially like as they like are circling around them, seeing them totally like snuggling into each other, arms tight to savor the moment before he becomes a cat. But then just knowing he didn't.
Yeah.
And just like makes me kind of wonder how long they were actually hugging. Like, I mean, it was probably just a couple seconds, but just like that suspense of being like just like so tight, waiting for it, but it doesn't happen.
Yep.
Okay. Sugar and ice personality.
Oh.
So, a character who is cold most of the time, but in this case, angry kitty. But super sweet when with the one they love. So, nice, friendly, purring kitty around Tohru.
Yep. Because then you think about everything he does for her, like the leek soup.
Don't feed me leeks. Yep.
But yeah, just the little sweetheart with Tohru and everything. But then like other people show up and he's just like, nope.
Well, I don't know if it's a trope or not, but I noticed there's a lot, no matter who the characters are, two of them will be starting to get close. Someone barges in.
Oh, yes. The interruption.
Shigure did that a lot.
Yes. Shigure was the king of that.
Like, what was his name? The one that hits a lot like Kyo and Yuki's brother.
Hatsuharu?
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Are you talking about the cow or are you talking about the student body?
The student body, the vice president.
Oh, shoot. What's his name?
I know who you're talking about, though.
Yeah,
For some reason his name is slipping.
Like Yuki or someone would be. It only happened with Yuki, but Yuki would be starting to talk to what's her name as well, Machi.
Yep.
And trying to get close to her or start doing that, and then he barges in and ruins it.
Yeah.
But when it happens with Kyo, the whole scaredy cat jump.
Oh my gosh, all the cat sounds throughout the show. I love it. Like when it's like had like the angry yell of the cat or just I loved it so damn much.
Oh, and when they showed his ears and him just hackles up.
Yep.
Yep, I loved that.
Yep.
That was so fantastic.
Now for the big moment of truth, captains. What is your vote? Ship it or sink it?
Well, I mean, they're so cute together and they are dumb and they do share that brain cell. So I definitely ship Kyo and Tohru so much.
You know?
I 110% ship Kyo and Tohru because she is the year of the cat fan club and he is the cat. They were literally made for each other.
Yep.
All right. As frustrating as it was, I will ship them.
It was a rough journey to get to the point we were. I mean, both of them are kind of dumbasses. I love them in love. So, I mean, even Toru's friend says so. Like, they're both dumb in the sense of love. So they're both fumbling over there together. Just,
Oh, my gosh. What a headache.
But it works out. They get together and they're so in love.
And they're so cute.
And they're so cute. And they go on to have 3 kids together. I mean,
That is cute. That is cute. A lot of kittens running around.
Oh my goodness, a litter of kittens.
And they're all holding little rice balls in their mouth. Anyway.
I wonder how many like cat things Tohru has brought into their house. And Kyo's just like, like all baby cat toy plushies for the kids and stuff. But what I want to know is, I really want to know what the 2 youngest kids' names are.
Yes. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed listening to us talk about your favorite ships, leave us a review on whatever platform you listen to. You are also welcome to send any couple recommendations or questions for our role for ships on our email, battleshipspod@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Next time, episode 3, Inuyasha and Kagome in Inuyasha.